summer with me.
Do you seek answers?
The age of the Fae is drawing to an end.
Speak!
not miss Leogryph's many marvels.
Forgive the intrusion, Your Grace. I am Sergeant Brom, Mel Senshir Command. I have been sent to fetch you. Your presence has been requested by the Scholia Arcana. They mean to speak with you immediately. They said it was urgent. I didn't want to bother you, but... well, I've got my orders. Mages always have their reasons. I'm just the messenger. The old Fate Weaver? He's not in the city. He's been sent elsewhere on a mission. I don't know anything beyond that, but I have a feeling the Scholia Arcana will. I know what you did. We all do. And we're grateful. So many dead. This truly is an honor. Not my place to say, Your Grace. You'll have to take it up with the Viator. Come along.
Archsage!
Good day.
So, all the stories are true. I didn't dare believe it. You have done all of Amalur a great service, Fateless One, and I wish my coming here was under different circumstances. But the reality is that we face a new threat, one born of our recent victories. I am Ambith, a fellow Fate Weaver and citizen of Amalur. One who, I might add, is in your debt. And we in the Order are grateful, on behalf of ourselves and all those who will never know of your sacrifice. But actions have consequences, and your ability to reshape the weave has caused it terrible harm. I am Lord Ambith, leader of the Order of Fate Weavers. I have watched you from a distance with both dread and fascination. Tragically, your greatest feats, the defeat of Tirnoch and the restoration of Mel Senshir, have come at great cost. After taking so much damage, the tapestry of fate itself has begun to unravel. And now the whole of Amalur threatens to come undone. That is why I have summoned you. The Order has heard disturbing reports from the west, from the region of Mithros. Niskaru sightings. The gathering of a secret brotherhood. There is even talk of a new god rising. As if we needed another one. Your ability to control the threads of fate has begun a process that will end in destruction. Unless it is reversed. The Fate Weaver, Agarth Ulfric, was sent ahead to gather information, but he will need your help. You must go to Mithros. You must learn the truth, and you must save us all from a fate worse than death. That remains unclear, but the rumors are troubling. The name Telogris has been whispered in more than one instance. Telogris, god of chaos. Surely this is a mistake, but we must learn all we can. The old warrior has a long history with the mountain dwellers. They trust him. Most importantly, he was once an ally of the master weaponsmith Scald Atlas. She will be crucial to your mission. Yes, we did not believe it possible. Sadly, many things that were believed to be impossible have come to pass. There is not much time. If only that were true. We must proceed regardless. The cliff pass into Mithras has only recently reopened, and you will need to secure a permit to enter. Secrecy will be to your advantage, which is why we advise you not to reveal your true identity. Try not to attract attention, for once. Follow the settlers west, and learn what you can about the forces gathering there. Find Agarth if you can. It is true, I cannot see your fate, but I choose to place my faith in people not in their destined paths. May you make good choices. Not all Fate Weavers align themselves with the Order, and those in service of our enemies will know what we plan to do. You will be expected. Anonymity may be your greatest weapon. Mithras is a dangerous territory, plagued by bandits and rock slides. The Alpha army has tried to staunch the flow of refugees by requiring permission to enter. Those who cross into the mountains do so at their own peril. Perhaps this is your chance to prove me wrong. Goodbye.
No, can't be. I stand in the presence of greatness. If only my friends could see this. You're famous. They're making dolls of you. Did you know that? For the kiddies, I mean. Well, I have a few, just for me. Not in a strange way or anything. War's over. Most of us volunteers will be discharged to go home and help with the reconstruction. There's plenty to do, which means I'll need to figure out new ways to avoid work. Whole caravans of people heading into the mountains. I'm a little jealous, actually. All those new opportunities. Got something called snow out there. All white, Cold, like water, but crunchier. It's wild! 5 years, right here. Didn't lift a sword. Didn't so much as raise my voice. Not much to write home about, I'm afraid. I made up plenty, though. Really juicy stuff. Now that I think of it, that may end up being a problem. Ah, the call of the West. Cold out there. You'll want to pack something warm. I've thought about going west myself. I hear it's a new frontier out there. Open land. Nobody telling you what to do, whom to fight. Most of us could use a fresh start after all this fighting. I'd love to see the mountains. Maybe search for the lost city of Groundhold. Well, here you go. 1 Mithros permit. Now, don't go selling that on the black market. Honestly, don't. I'll get sacked. It's been changing. Ever since the Tuatha fell, weapon masters think it's only a matter of time before it loses its magic altogether. Too bad it couldn't have happened sooner, like 10 years ago. Good.
A drink?
The road is clear.
Hello, Private Sterling. Alpha Army, Mountain Brigade. State your business. The old Fate Weaver? He came through here not long ago. You might catch up to him, if you don't run into trouble. Try the tent camp, Revival, or Gale Crossing. That's a village a few miles past the Gap. They don't see a whole lot of new faces since the closure of Sativa Road. They notice strangers. My sister fought under General Tolera on the day of the Pale Swans. She died alone in Cluricon. The day after we received Bindi's death notice, I made the journey to Didenhill and enlisted. That was 10 years ago. For generations, merchants moved spices and magical regions through the mountains along a single route. It's the only link between Alferia and the Almere Valley within 1,000 miles. A terrible avalanche buried the entrance just before the war. We've been working for years to clear it out. They're a peaceful crowd, for the most part, stick to themselves. I've seen rowdier priests. It's the followers of Talogris that worry me. They look like the others, farmers, craftsmen, veterans, but they have a hunger, like men on the brink of starvation. They seek something in those mountains, some purpose, after all the madness. Whoever this Talogris turns out to be, I hope he wields his power carefully. Well, you've come to the right place. Do you have the proper paperwork? Ah, that's it. Thank you very much. Let's take a look. Everything seems to be in order. You certainly pack light for a settler, not like the rest of these poor souls. You'll be fine so long as you have a weapon. One last thing. I'll need a name for the border records. Refugees, migrants, settlers. We've got a mix of everything, but they've all got one thing in common: hope. I hear a lot, and folks are saying there's opportunity for a new start in Mithros, somewhere out in those mountains. I might even head out west when I'm done with my service. Start over. Where do I start? First of all, you've got plenty of wild beasties lurking in the cliffs. Wolves, cliff barghests, you name it. And we've seen a noticeable rise in Niskaru sightings, if you can believe that. Maybe it's everything going on out east, or something new, but you can't take a stroll without stumbling over a chaos monster. Hilarious. We'll see how long that sense of humor lasts in Mithros. Be safe. Yes, it's this damn border manifest. Doesn't add up. I told Private Lloyd how to do it, but that fool is more interested in impressing these young farmers' daughters than he is in his job. Damn it all. I missed someone. A settler on the manifest. One of the folks who came through the checkpoint. If my superiors found out, I'd be sacked. No question. Ever since they opened the pass, we've needed to monitor every person coming and going from the region, in case of spies. But someone got through. I just don't know how. Maybe a stolen ticket. Truly, only if you mean it. It's just that, well, I can't leave the checkpoint, but I need to check some of the names of the manifest. If you're willing to lend a hand, I could probably spare some supplies, or maybe an extra piece of equipment. But if I find out the intruder is you, well, there'll be hell to pay, for both of us. They say he's building a safe haven for those who wish to begin again, away from the strife, misery, and hardship of the world. Why would such a person name himself after the god of chaos? Be safe.
I'm excited to see you.
Hello there. Mithros may look beautiful. This terrain is tough on wagons. Hello there.
An outrage! An outrage, I tell you! These lazy soldiers and sellswords are a disgrace! Good person, if you own anything of value that you wish to retain in these lawless lands, I suggest you heed it carefully. Lord Godric Payne has spoken! Why, only the most important item any man or woman in Mithros can possess, an Alfar border permit. Without it, we are not granted the right to leave this cold, colorless wasteland. One becomes stuck, stranded, abandoned. It is that villain Dolan Hardy. I watched him snatch it from my belongings like a common brigand. Lazy, unrefined, thieving. Lord Godric Payne has spoken. Nothing comes close in value. They are the ultimate symbol of freedom and importance. Many in Mithros sneak through the borders without permission, but they live in constant fear of getting caught and jailed. A pickpocket and a charlatan, the worst of the worst. I'm almost positive that he infiltrated this checkpoint using nefarious methods. We spoke yesterday at the canteen, and from that moment forward, I've been unable to locate my border permit. You are speaking with Lord Godric Payne, patron of House Payne, honorary warden of the Lunar Gardens. My associates assured me that an exploration of Mithros and its reopened trade routes was a wise investment. But I'm beginning to think they played a cruel joke on me. Of course, I've heard the rumors, but I have yet to see any proof of Niskaru. You'll find these peasants a gullible lot. Layabouts and dreamers, every one of them. To think I had to deal with their lowly kind back in Rathir. Watch that gnome Effie. She's got a covetous glare. And that caravan leader Burns. I don't like the look of him. Off you go.
Hello there.
Out of my view.
Welcome to the Westwood. Hello there.
You again! We new arrivals have to stick together, what do you say? I had a very successful practice in Edessa, consulting on dispelling cases with the Praetorian garrison, sometimes even the Scholia Arcana. At the time, I felt like I could do anything. Now I'm realizing how wrong I was. I knew men like him in Edessa. Cruel, clutching, cowering sycophants, all of them. They wield their titles like clubs. I'd hoped to be free of such duplicity out here in the mountains. Apparently, not even the wilderness is safe from their snivelling. I was hesitant to come. It's not easy to pick up your whole life and relocate to a mysterious part of the world. When I heard about Telogris and his chaos cults, I almost cancelled my plans. Instead, I soldiered on. Stolen permit? What stolen permit? Are you mad? I bought this pass back in Didenhill from the Alfar militia. Is that snooty highborn telling people I stole his permit? What a coward! I did nothing of the kind. Off you go.
What's your permit?
Okay. The miracle of all these fruitless louts. I had hopes for you, my friend. Lord Godric Payne always recognizes when he's in the presence of talent. May Mitharu bless you. The border permit is back in the right hands. Bye.
The West Road is a mess.
You've returned. Look, an updated manifest. It just arrived from that shirker, Private Lloyd. He paused his flirtations long enough to do a bit of work. Now let's see. Recent arrivals. Okay, here we have it. Approved permits. Colette, check. Thorn, check. And Hardy, check. Uh-oh, I don't see Godric Payne on here anywhere. Goodbye.
Hope I didn't disturb you. I can't help but sing to keep my spirits up. You can call me Colette. Maybe you've heard of me? Not likely. My voice hasn't been heard outside of Issa, though I'm working to change that. Every artist needs her signature sound and style. It took me ages to discover mine, but I think it'll capture the heart of the public. Mitharan folk music, with traditional sounds of the Mithros region. Once I gather an ensemble, I'll be ready to plan a tour. The vistas are breathtaking, inspiring. I'd never seen snow before, so imagine my shock when the clouds began to fall. I would feel much more at ease if not for the Telogris stories coming out of the west. I've had enough of new gods. Yes, it's always been a dream of mine to form an elite group of musicians and perform on the great stages of Amalur. This will be the first step toward that goal, a short tour of these beautiful mountains with other artists by my side. Sadly, I'm currently a solo act, and I would need performers to join me. Truly? You would do that for me? To be true, creating a live experience of Mitharan music would benefit everyone. Before I make any other plans, I must find like spirits, those who follow the musical muse as I do. I know of a flute player elsewhere in camp, though we have never met. I believe her name is Adelena. Stay happy.
Nan lay atop the woodpile, grey as a day-old fish. And old Harlan set her ablaze, the last echo of our leaving. Said farewell, kissed the earth, the last echo of our leaving.
Hello, I hadn't expected to see you again. Not so soon. You must be wondering why I departed the caravan in such a hurry. Well, I have a good explanation. A very good explanation. You question Lord Godric Payne? I am the Warden of the Lunar Gardens, not some ragged refugee begging for crumbs. I admit nothing, because I have done nothing wrong. I would like to see you prove the contrary. I admit nothing, but perhaps you are right. Criminality does not suit Godric Payne. Every day I wake to the fear of being discovered. You may take the stolen permit, but tell no one what I have done or where to find me. Off you go.
What are you lurking around for? Not keen on strangers. I'm a bit of a follower. I spent time with Balin's testament, but I got over it. Came to Mithros with Augur and his flock of loons. They're intense, those Chaos folks. Something about their overconfidence appeals to me. He is somewhere here in Mithros, the self-proclaimed prophet of a Chaos cult. But he's mostly a cad, a pig. He had a vision where the god of chaos told him to take many wives. Once I heard that, I made tracks. I spent several weeks with a man who left me to join the preordained. He was a creep. I'm fine with him becoming a fanatic. I'm traveling with Don Burns. He's a character. But I like my friends with personality. Members of his caravan tend to stick to themselves. We've all got baggage. Now, who told you that? Damn gossips. This caravan is ridiculous with chatter. I play flute, sure, but not since it was stolen. Bandits. They've been snatching our supplies for days now. Our wagons are stuck here like sitting ducks. Bandits just swoop down and pluck what they want. Not sure who they are. Red Legion, Freeman, preordained, I don't care. So long as they don't harm us. See you around. Out of my way.
You there! Halt! Thanks for the...
Out of my way.
You took my border permit! Unbelievable! And to think I saw you as another idealist like me. Everybody's a cynic, even in Mithros. I'll take that, thank you. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt since you brought my permit back. But no more tricks! Off you go! Welcome.
Good day. I just received news of the border permit. Let me be the first to thank you. My superiors have been breathing down my neck about the black market for documents and about permit piracy. This helps. I'm sorry you had to work so hard to find it. Die.
Welcome to the West. Watch it.
Well, you found it. I was convinced those bandits would butcher you. I guess I owe you a few tunes. Just tell me where your friend is staying and I'll pay her a visit. See you around.
Hello.
You're new to the caravan, so why are you here? Everybody's here for a reason. Men and women are disappearing. Some from here, some from the temporary camps up ahead. Nobody knows why, but so far the Warsworn haven't done squat. I am Sero. I have toured Amalur extensively for many years. My ballads and instrumentals are known throughout the kingdoms. No autographs, please. My work is experimental. I don't play for the people. I play for myself. At the moment, I don't play for anybody. Broke my damn lute. I'd go out and cut some wood, but I don't dare risk these magic hands. Meh.
Hello there.
I've got items from all over. Amalur? Keep walking.
You actually found it. Should I be concerned that wood is stolen? Are the Warsworn close behind you? Well done! You are someone who can deliver, which is more than I can say for most of these goons. I'll play with your friend, but I may not like it. Okay.
Haste.
Welcome to the West. What a gift. I couldn't have asked for better collaborators. And honestly, I can't believe you convinced Sero to join us. He's famously private, a true virtuoso. Thank you. I expect to see you at our performances. You're our biggest fan. I was born in Canarok, but I ran away when I was very young. My mother was quite oppressive, and I had no stomach for spiders. I spent most of the Crystal War in Felltown, in the Gardens of Issa. Yes, it does exist. If ever you're given the opportunity to visit, take it. Being from Canarok, I'm used to small towns. Still, I don't like creepy stories, and this place has a few of them. That wouldn't be an issue if I trusted the warden. But the one here in Gale Crossing doesn't inspire confidence. Little is known of the great Matharan culture, as they've supposedly kept hidden for centuries. However, We've discovered that their language and music is based on the tonal qualities of the Arathi light speech. Goodbye.
Hello again.
Hello, hi, yeah, do you have a few moments? I'm looking for someone. Anyone, frankly. We seem to be in a bit of trouble. Our caravan has been attacked, you see, and we're searching for an extra hand. Preferably that hand would be holding a sword, or a hammer. A bow is fine too. We're not picky, really. These old chasm passes have been closed to traffic for years, ever since the war, when the Tuatha caused the avalanches. But life goes on and trade resumes, and here we are bringing trade back to one of the most ancient of trade routes. That mess of tents is practically its own village, has a mayor, a warden, and even its own insane prophet. The longer they keep the gates shut, the bigger revival will become. The mountains are a dangerous place. Look at the caravan attack. Everyone should have protection if they can afford it. I was lucky enough to find these 2 pledge shields. What with the Niskaru attacks, good mercenaries are hard to come by. Ambush. Not sure of much else. Pledge shield Bolton was the only passenger, and we haven't seen her since it happened. It's as though the attackers knew those wagons carried our supplies, food, clothes, tents, weapons. Most of it was ours, but we carried a whole load of goods for the revival camp ahead. They desperately need that cargo. Listen, we have one more pledge shield with us, Oscar Grunberg, but he needs to stay behind to guard the rest of the wagons. Would you be willing to investigate the scene of the attack? I'd split a share of the spoils with you. Thank Lyria. I'll be ruined if I lose... if we lose those supplies. This will work perfectly. Pledge Shield Grunberg will stay here to watch over the remaining settlers and their wagons. Meanwhile, you can descend the canyon and check to see if there's anything we can salvage. And hopefully we'll learn what happened to Pledge Shield Bolton. See you soon.
Be safe.
Sorry, this isn't a good time to chat. We've had to increase security around the Burns caravan. I'm a farm boy, really. Only joined up with the Fatesworn in the last few months. Watch yourself.
Aren't you a welcome sight? I thought I was a goner. Did Grunberg send you? I owe him 10 coin. Bastard was right. Kobolds. There's a nest of the angry buggers back in the mountainside. Somebody needs to see to it, or there'll be more blood. If you're willing to patch me up, I could tag along. I promise I won't slow you down too much. Bye. This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me. Wait until I tell me sisters. Master Burns told us they were food and medicine for the refugees of the camp up ahead. But I have my doubts. I saw a lot of crates when I was down in that kobold hole, and they were weapons, not food or medicine. Stories say it's an Almain city, or the ancestors of the Almain, the Mitharans. Maybe the stories are true, maybe not. I've never been to the city before, so I'm hoping to see something grand. Now he's smart, that's for certain. Smarter than me. Unlike a lot of these settlers, he seems to have a plan, to have it all worked out. I wouldn't be surprised if he was running the place by the time we reach Crownhold. I joined the Fatesworn only a week ago. Can you believe it? The candles on my birthday cake were still smoking when I hurried to the local tavern to enlist. Bye. owe you my life. People are always talking about the hero of Melsen Shear, but I'd much rather have you beside me. Bye.
Feeling about you. You had the bright glow of opportunity. Here's the payment I promised. Now that I've got my supplies back, I can sell them to the highest bidder. Oh, did I say they were for the refugee camp? Oh, my mistake. No, I plan to sell those goods to desperate refugees at ridiculously high prices. I'll make a fortune, all thanks to you. Bye-bye. Don't feel bad. I wasn't technically lying. I simply left out all the most important information. Well, you know the truth now. I'm a shameless, profiteering scum. But in Amalur, the only way to survive is to take the low road. I get people what they need, but not always how they want it. What are you going to do about it? Bye-bye.
I assume you've come to intervene on behalf of the settlers. I bear them no ill will, but they are of better use to all of us as test subjects. I didn't intend to continue the well's research. I entered Mithros to start again, to leave the sins of my past behind. But fate intervened, as it often does. And I found myself here once again. So I resumed my work on the recently dead, and subjects are required. This facility is one of a handful of proto-wells built by Professor Hughes. They were the testing ground for his experiments. I was stationed here for several years, working on my necrocrystals. But the professor had me transferred to Alistar Tower. And now, here you are again. The subject returned to the lab for further examination. Of course. I am proud of the breakthroughs we made in this laboratory. The necrocrystal has the potential to change the nature of mortality. My work will dwarf the flawed discoveries of Hughes. What does he have to show for his effort? A reanimated corpse with delusions of grandeur? Its design and theory will perplex you. So think of it as a small, portable revivifier. A well of souls for use on the field of battle. War is eternal. Why not capitalize on its horrors? Science wins. And I win. Perhaps. But you would best serve me on a dissection table. And that is where I intend to put you. If my suspicions are correct, you are the fateless one. And so much more useful to me as a specimen. Oh, what could have been?
Hello there. Welcome to Revival.
you? I am no fate weaver, but I have seen you in my dreams. You are the Fateless One, are you not? As I said, I have seen you in dreams, visions. You search for me, call me by name. You and I will plot a shared path together. And your description matches that of the legendary hero of Mel Senshir. Everyone has heard the stories. I knew it. From the moment I saw you enter Revival, I knew you had come for me. You must be here for Telogris, to purge Mithros of his fantasies of unrest. This is good. It is time. Start with Augur, this camp's resident prophet. He styles himself as Telogris' herald, but he is a little more than a charlatan and a crook. His small group of followers terrorize the other refugees, relying on theft and coercion for control. Just yesterday, they stole one of my most prized possessions. A family heirloom, held in trust for generations. I need someone brave to recover it for me. Someone who knows how to punish the unworthy. As I knew it would. It is a simple request far below your typical tasks, but it is of dramatic importance, for this is how we meet. And we must meet before we can join and set out to change the world. I suspect that Augur's chief scoundrel, Tuvan, is responsible for my missing necklace. He was struck by its bright gemstone.
What are you skulking about for? We don't like strangers sniffing around the prophet. Quit being nosy, or you'll lose the one you got. One swipe of the dagger. He took me in and gave me a job, something to live for. He's more than just a man. He's a leader, a seer. Telogris uses the prophet to warn us of the dark times ahead, and to bring those searching for freedom into the fold. We've all ended up here on a journey to find something better. I found it for myself, and hopefully the prophet can help others find it too. My past isn't worth mentioning. Rotten family, hardship, war. I'm done with all that. I'm important now. I've got influence. So don't cross me. Oh, so the crazy maiden sent you. We had names for people like her back in Apatir. Mad crones, witches. It's best not to listen to them. I have a pendant, but only because she gave it to me. And I'm not giving it to you or anybody else. Oh, fine, I was only playing with you. It's my job. I've got to keep the prophet safe, that's all. I don't have the damn thing. Sold it to Drammel for a pretty penny. Good luck getting it back for cheap. Pass off. Greetings, mate. We haven't met. I'm Boldo Bergman. It's nice to see a new face in camp, though I'd be remiss if I didn't warn you. Revival's wonderful, but we have our fair share of trouble. Most recently, a series of kidnappings, including my daughter Heidi. I'm a representative for the families of the Taken. I speak for those who've been affected by the abductions. I'm not a wealthy man or a man of any importance. I ran a small import business in the village of Didenhill before uprooting for Mithros. Everything changed when my daughter was taken. My whole life has been consumed with bringing her home. She was a high-ranking politician in Odessa, a legend, but, well, running a refugee camp isn't quite as straightforward. A camp like Revival is shot through with scoundrels, thieves, and drunkards. Nobody, not even Finola, can control them all. On the surface, it's a friendly, bustling community, but a darkness lurks beneath. It's not what it seems. Mayor Flanagan does her best to keep everything organized, but she's only one woman. We don't know. The preordained prey on the zeal of their recruits. They don't need to kidnap them. And we don't see much of the Red Legion of the Freemen this far west. As far as we know, it could be anyone. Most of us are merchants, craftsmen, or farmers. We don't have the skills for a posse, and the Warsworn are stretched too thin. We don't know what to do next. Very few. But all the missing settlers had one thing in common. They went searching for firewood in northwestern forests. It's a treacherous area, dense, rocky ground, some caves. Watch your step and keep your eyes open. Interesting. I've been wondering whether they're bringing a hired sword. I assumed the Warsworn would be interested in the extra coin, but they had their hands full with the Niskaru. If you're willing, we'd gladly take you up on the offer. We can't offer much, but we'll do our best to make it worth your while. Almost all the abductions took place in the north of camp, near the western woods. Bring us news.
Can you believe this guy? I've seen a lot of false prophets in my time, but this one's in a class of his own. Calls himself Augur. He preaches freedom from fate, devotion to Telogris, as if chaos will make any of our lives better. I have a feeling it's an act. I've got a sense for these sorts of things. I'm one of the only Warsworn in this expedition who actually comes from Mithras. I wanted to do my part to keep the region safe. But it's gonna be tough with all the troubled souls moving in through the pass, bringing their baggage with them. It was a good place until Augur and his fanatics came. They deny that they're preordained, but I don't see much difference. Watch yourself around their part of camp. They'll try to pull you into their unique kind of madness. Ever since he and his brood arrived in camp, they've been stirring up trouble. Nothing criminal, but a hair's breadth from it. What else can you expect from Chaos worshippers? They see themselves as resistance fighters, rebels against predestination. But I'm worried there's more to it, at least with Augur and his deputies. They like having all this power. Predictably, he won't say much about his past. We did our best to run down some leads, but they turned up nothing. He preaches chaos hope, but I think he's a common crook under all that bluster. Most prophets usually are. The people here love him, though. He promises to cut them free from the hardship they've known all their lives. What's not to like about that? I'm smart enough to take help where I can get it. The war taught me that. Talk to Katerina Hoffman over at the camp warehouse. She's the quartermaster, and she's had a lot of trouble lately. Tell her Kirby sent you, and she'll know you're trustworthy. Watch for trouble.
Okay, don't hurt me. I'm only minding my own business. You're the one who talked to me, remember? Sorry, I'm a little twitchy. Time in Revival hasn't exactly been encouraging. So what if I love talking about the hero of Melsenshire, or the Fateless One, as some people prefer? That's no reason to pick on me. I was a shy boy in my youth, sleeping among the lambs in the pen, thrilling to stories of the great heroes of Amalur. When I heard of the Fateless One's quests across the world, I was inspired to embark on a quest of my own. It is better than traveling alone, of that I am sure, but every community tends to create its own classes, and I am one of the lowest class in Revival. Just some creeps who are frustrated with our lack of progress. They can't get past the gates, so they take out their anger on me. It's not fair, but what can I do? I'm a rancher, not a soldier. I raise sheep. My closest friends are rabbits and chickens. I bet nobody bothers you. Too big, too imposing. If only I had your muscle. Or the hero of Melson Shear. Ah, if only that were true. They'd have no choice but to leave me alone. You're a funny one. I didn't expect jokes, but I appreciate the attempt. If you're willing to confront these bullies, it would change everything. Probably wouldn't even want to fight. He's a braggart, but a coward at heart. You wouldn't need to hurt anybody. No weapons even. All that's needed is for these bullies to see that I'm not alone. That they can't simply terrorize anybody they want. If we don't stop them now, who will they come after next? The first one you should talk to is Dink. He's a disgraced soldier who gets off on pestering people like me. You can do it!
Has increased tenfold. They are brash and overconfident.
Thank the gods. I trusted in Lyria, and she has delivered me. My name is Maisie Calhoun. I've been missing for weeks, moved from place to place by these kidnappers. They snatch us from our tents and keep us captive until the auctions. Then they sell us as labourers to the highest bidder. Bless you.
Colette is trying to form an ensemble.
Watch your step. You've got to keep an eye on these trees. They'll grab you. And if it's not the trees, it's the shrubs, prickly bastards. Can't be too careful. That's why I'm going to burn this whole grove to the ground. The gates into the Mitharan homeland have been closed and locked for months now. Ever since the reopening of the mountain pass, the resulting damage to the hills and forests has been devastating. I am an apprentice in the tree in the branches, the great druid council that spans Amalur's many kingdoms. The reopening of Mithros is a momentous occasion, and we have sent druids to areas across the region. No one living here expected to make this wasted valley a home. But we all make do with what we're given. It is good that the Warsworn have arrived. Lawlessness was becoming a problem. Little is known about the Undying in these lands. Books in Odessa contain glancing references to exotic ice beasts, and the Niskaru are known to run rampant in the canyons. There is much for a druid to learn. The curse, of course. Didn't you notice my attire? I'm a druid. This is what I do. I'm a professional. I was just passing through, from Dalentarth to Eddervale, when I heard about the disappearances in the grove. Sounds like a wild fae problem to me. They hate it when mortals tread too far into their natural spaces, and they fight back. Someone has to do something. I'm thinking fire. For decades, this mountain pass lay blocked and empty. Now, it's overrun with settlers cutting down trees, picking fruit, tipping the balance. One day they'd had enough. One curse is all it takes. Now the grove is cutting down people instead of the other way round. You and me both. But don't tell the other druids that. You must burn the offending flora to the root. The curse will vanish only with the utter destruction of the host. I doubt we can rescue those whom the possessed plants devoured. But we can prevent further tragedies. It's up to you now. Remove the curse. You weren't joking. You do enjoy fire. A little too much, if you ask me. I could see the smoke from here. Regardless of how it looks, you've done a good thing. Cursed flora ends up as a problem for everyone, especially troublesome mortals. We can all breathe a little easier. I'm going to linger here for a while, make sure the solution takes. Thanks again, Fireball. That's my name for you now. You have my respect.
It's good to see you again. I owe you so much. I still can't sleep. troubled by nightmares of my time in the cages. If only I'd had my ring. None of this ever would have happened. Maisie's luck never failed me. Oh, well, it may sound silly to you, but I've always worn a ring given to me by my grandmother. Maisie's luck. That's what she called it. Everyone in the village claimed she was a witch, but I never put much thought to it. Still, the ring did seem to bring me good fortune. I lost it when the kidnappers took me. I flung it from the cage, hoping someone would happen upon it and find me. Little good it did. You wouldn't think of it to look at me, but I was once a woman of status. My family has done well for itself. Influential. Rich. If you manage to locate Maisie's luck, I will reward you well. You have my word. That would be lovely, but I have no expectations. Chaos reigns in Mithros, and all of Amalur for that matter. Kidnappers, preordained, Niskaru. It's almost too much to bear. I'm a junker by trade, but I've been known to apprentice novice merchants from time to time. Settlers in these parts have a need for an honest trader, and I'm eager to pass along my expertise. I didn't dare hope that it was truly an enchanted ring. Then all my good fortune could be attributed to magic, not me. But some truths cannot be denied. My grandmother must have wanted the best for me, casting a luck charm without my knowledge. My family arrived with the first group of settlers. My parents and my brother Dumbert. We had our futures all planned out. We trusted Finola with our lives, our property, our safety. And to think, she played us all for fools. Farewell.
What's your permit?
Hello again. How has your journey been progressing? I didn't expect to see you back in Revival so soon. I wasted a lifetime as a scholar in the Odessa Livrarium. What I should have been doing is living and learning among the people. I gave this place its name. Once it looked like we would be here a while, I knew we needed organisation and leadership. I stepped in. I hired them, but everyone foots the bill. We need them. Between the Niskaru and the Preordained, our people are scared. The kidnapping ring? I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. We've had a few settlers go missing these last few months, but I'm sure it's a case of people wandering off. Accidents. You don't honestly believe I would harm my own people, do you? So you found one of the invitations, did you? Fine. I'll give you the truth. What did you expect? That I give up everything? Work tirelessly for days and nights, fixing the lives of these ungrateful idiots, and get nothing for it? I am kind, but I am no fool. If these people can't watch their children closely enough, then they deserve what happens to them. But I am not fully to blame. There is another.